Hi, welcome to the Chomp. I'm Luke Baxter. We'll be back after these messages from Wingstop.
Hey, did I tell you some guy stopped me and said the reason I must like Wingstop is because there's 8 letters and I was number 8?
That's crazy.
He's obviously never had lemon pepper or garlic parmesan.
27.
What's that?
The number of letters in lemon pepper or garlic parmesan. Hey, wasn't 27 the Super Bowl you were MVP?
Okay, now you're scaring me.
Wingstop, the wing experts.
All right, welcome back to the Chomp. I'm here with Coach Willie Spears. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great. How are you?
Outstanding, Coach. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on this week. Last week we talked a lot about spring football. Now we're into summer football.
Yeah, we work pretty hard over the summer, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think everyone does. I think if you went, I know you guys are out there filming and documenting what's going on, but I think if you went to any school in the county, they're working hard over the summer. One thing that we pride ourselves in, we talk about doing extra, is we worked hard in January, February, March, and April as well. So we're just picking up where we left off. What's really exciting this summer is our numbers. We've had around 120 kids every day, and so it works out tremendously for us that we can use both weight rooms and we're outside running. And it was hot today, and Coach Shepard's in charge of our conditioning program. He's trying to kill those guys out there. So it's been a lot of fun, a lot of great games in the weight room, and our kids are learning how to work what's expected, and so I hope this is a year, and I hope we're not a year away, but in order to be really good late in the season, working hard has to be normal. And so we're getting there.
Right. Now, you mentioned the numbers of kids you've had coming out. How many are freshmen coming out?
We had 60-plus freshmen every day so far. That's exciting. It's exciting. The big problem is keeping them in the program after that freshman year. The intensity level increases tremendously. One of the young men said to me today, Coach, I thought it was going to be more intense, with the freshmen working out, and we're just teaching them how to work out. It's not as intense. We're the varsity group. We had 2 of our stud players almost pass out today. We had one guy had full body cramp. We had a couple guys throw up. It's a lot more intense in that group, and they should be in good shape because we've been running since January. And so we just if we lose a game, it's not going to be because we're not in shape. That's something that we can control.
Can we go over with you some of the conditioning that you're talking about, some of the stuff you're doing out there? I know, back when I played here, it was the hills.
Yeah. The hills are great. We love the hills because no one else has them. So we run the hills once a week. I think it was yesterday they ran about 15, 20 hills. Then they jumped up them, kind of a broad jump up the hills. Today we were outside. We did a lot of sprints, some 10s, some 20s, some 40s, some 60s, some 80s, and some 110s, which is pretty intense. It was really tired. And then we have this workout from Huntington College where we throw a tire on the ground. We do different movement with a tire, squats and lunges, and we do hammer strikes, and we bam it in the ground, and it works the torso, works the shoulder, try to prevent injury. So we do a lot with tires. And then we have a sand pit that we built. They're going to run through the sand pit, run on beach sand right here on campus. And then we'll have some resistance training where we have a rope and they get it tied around their waist, and we do some resistance training. And so we try to do a lot, some outside the box stuff. On Saturday, we do what we call all-in Saturday, where they go to like a sandy beach area and run a hill that's all sand. So we try to do everything we can to make sure we're in great shape. So hopefully we'll make the playoffs and continue to play, injury-free.
All right, Coach, so we're talking about some of the young kids again, the freshmen coming in. What are you doing to help them in the weight room aspect? I know the conditioning side, you've got them out running and everything, but a lot of these kids may not be familiar with proper technique for doing a bench press, doing a power clean, and a squat.
Yeah, great question, Luke. Lifting is all technique, it's not strength. I'm stronger, me personally, at 35 than most of our players because I know the technique, I know the secret. I'm not stronger than them. I'm nowhere near as strong as George Rutherford or the Nike Hollowell. I'm not. They're younger, they're stronger. But because I know technique, I can move heavier weight faster because I've been doing it longer. Mm-hmm. So what we try to do with our ninth graders, we try to show them how to lift. What grip do you have on the bar? We had a guy the other day that threw his back out in the weight room because he lifted with his legs first and not his butt on the deadlift. So, and that was an older guy that hadn't been lifting with us. So with the freshmen, the first week, they don't even lift. We just teach them how to do a clean, how to do a squat, how to do the bench press, how to do a snatch. And so what we're doing is teaching them how to do those things, and after this summer, they'll know how to lift. Then when we get them in our class in the fall, we can go ahead and start lifting without doing so much teaching.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. I mean, I know a lot of these young kids need that. Like I said, they may not be familiar with it. Let's move into summer camps. I think recently you guys have had a few players go up to Troy or going to.
Yeah, we had a few go to Troy. George Rutherford and Storm Gardner and Arian Wallace. They went to Troy, had a good showing. A lot of coaches want George. He's our biggest prospect. They want him to come up to camp, and they want to see what he can do, live. It's one thing when the coach pumps you up. They say we want to see it ourselves. So he's going to a few camps. And they'll go to a few more over the summer. We actually canceled one this week, and we may cancel another one because our number one priority is them getting stronger here. We don't want to go to so many camps and we showcasing, but we're not getting better at home. Mm-hmm. So we got to try to find that happy medium while at the same time giving the athlete the best opportunity to go play at the next level. So it's kind of a catch-22 sometimes for us. But we went to Troy, went to South Alabama for a camp. We'll go to Jacksonville State's having a camp nearby. The Raging Cajuns have one in New Orleans, which is nearby. And there are a few more in the area. University of Alabama, Birmingham has one close by. So we'll go to those. And Memphis has offered Georgia a scholarship, as well as Florida A&M University and Georgia Southern University. And they want him to come to those camps. Some of those are far away. And so we just got to figure out what's best, not just monetarily for our program and for his family, but what's best to put him in the best situation to be showcased. So the camps are fun. Our team camp will be in Mariana at the end of July. That'll be exciting as well. We'll play against 5 different opponents: Leon High School, Madison County High School, Wakulla High School, as well as Mosley High School, and possibly one more school that we'll play. So we're looking forward to it, and we're trying to get in shape so when we get there we can put on a good performance.
Now, you mentioned you were going to play those teams. That 7-on-7 tournaments?
No, it's called a thud camp, where it's everything up top, no bottoms, and it's full speed until you thud. So when you hit, they blow the whistle.
Okay, outstanding. That sounds good, Coach. Let's get into some more about the heat, because we all know it's hot in Florida in the summer. We've talked about the conditioning and the cramps and things like that, but as a coaching staff, what are some of the signs you guys look for, as far as getting the guys, making sure they're getting worked, but they're not overworked?
It's for us, it's just a time limit. They think it's a lot of time. We were in the sun today for 50 minutes. Now, if you ask one of them, they'll probably say it was 2 hours. We weren't out there that long. We get out there at 11 o'clock, and we get out there about 10:30, and then we're out of there by 11:30, and then we do football. So today we weren't out there very long at all. And what they have to understand is it's all mental. I don't think the sun's an issue, especially when there's no equipment. We don't have any equipment in the summer. If they're going to play college football is played at 12 noon. In the fall, it's hot, so we just tell them to suck it up. We don't look for signs. Is it too hot? Are they going to be able to make it? And we tell them to suck it up. They may have to work for the city one day. They may have to be in the military one day. So our guys are old enough. We're talking about 15 through 18-year-olds to say, "Look, Coach, I need to sit down. I can't do this anymore." And some of our bigger guys, we got a big guy, Trayshawn Lake, today, he's 330 pounds. He couldn't do all the running, so he sat down until he could. So yeah, we approach every young man like he's our son. But with that being said, if that's my son actually ran with us today. He ran with a younger group today, and he's 7 years old in that same heat. So it's really not an issue for us. I mean, I think that's overrated. People getting excited. There's a word concussion, and this happens and that. People get afraid. I don't think it's that big a deal unless you're not hydrating them. We make sure they have plenty of water, and we make sure they have plenty of rest. But it's a mental thing.
Right. And now, again, the younger guys you've got out there, you said you've got them out running and all that. Your older guys, everybody's trying to make it through the summer. The first week of summer is always the hardest. Some of the expectations you want to see out of these guys, what are you looking for out of these guys as far as improvement, say, into next week, the week after?
The number one thing we want to see as a staff is who's all in. And what that means is when you have a reason to miss, you find a reason to come. It's easy to have a reason to miss. My mom wanted me to do something. I had to go do something for my family. I had to work. I was sore. I was sick. We're going to find out by attendance Because before a lineman can get a pancake block, before a running back can run a touchdown, before a D lineman can have a sack, before a DB can have an interception, they first got to show up. So it doesn't matter how good you are if you're not there. So the first thing we want to see is who's going to show up every day. That's the number one thing. Who's all in? The second thing we want to see is improvement, gains in the weight room, gains on the field. So in July 15th, we'll do what we call a Super Gator test. And we'll test them in 8 different exercises. And that will tell us who's been working, who hasn't been working. Are there any gains since the last time we tested you? And so those are 2 things we're looking for.
Now, when was the last time you tested the guys?
April 15th. We do it 4 times a year, January, April, July, and October.
Okay, so you want to see the gains from them. Now, as far as the freshman young guys go, you've got your own base for them.
We're just going to get a mark for them. We want to find out where they are. That'll be the first time they test. And at their banquet, their senior year, I will read those results. At their senior year banquet, I will read the first time we tested Luke Baxter he was a freshman. And this is what he benched, this is what he cleaned, this is what he squatted, this is what he ran the 40, 10, shuttle, bench jumps, mile. And then I'll read his senior year, this is what he did. And of course, it'll be hugely different. And the one thing George Rutherford said the other day is when I got the job, I put the results of 2 schools on the board. Apopka High School, a friend of mine, Rick Darson's the head coach down there. They do a phenomenal job with their program. They just won a state championship, classification 8A. And Camden County High School, which was ranked number 1 in the country last year for the first 8 weeks of the season. I used to be an assistant coach there. When I first got the job, I put those results on the bulletin board to let them know that's where we need to be. We had nobody even close. Well, now we've surpassed those. And nothing against those programs, but whatever year that was, we surpassed those. And George said the other day, Coach, you need to take them down and put ours up. In other words, the gains have come, and we just got to keep them coming. And so we'll see if that happens or not.
Outstanding, Coach. Sounds like you've got your guys ready to go. And, I mean, as far as summer goes, I know a lot of them are excited about taking their trips. They're going to the camps and all that. Come fall, these guys are going to be ready.
I hope so. And one thing that you have to understand is we have 10 games to show what we can do. And the truth is that's all that matters. That's it. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter the games in the summer. The only thing that matters is the wins and losses in the fall. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Now, for us, as I said before, we want gains in other areas of the program. Guys going to class, guys putting their pants up, guys saying yes, sir, no, sir. Those are gains for us. But at the end of the day, we're hired to win football games. And so with that being said, we had a great spring. We did. We're having a good summer so far. That's true. But when we play Legacy, Colorado at Wild World of Sports Disney, that's the game that matters. And then we play Mosley High School, then Rutherford High School. Then we come back here and we play Pine Forest at Pine Forest. Then we have an off week and we play PHS, who we hadn't beaten in over 16 years. That's when you find out if all this stuff, did it help us or did it not? But we're on the right track. We'll find out. I can't wait. I told somebody the other day, if I was fired from my job, I would be here in the fall just to see the product that Escambia is going to put on the field, because it's going to be an exciting year.
Right. Now, you did mention, again, the pulling the pants up, the yes, sir, no, sir. Those expectations leave when the kids go to camp. I'm assuming the summer camps, you get a report from the coaches on how they're doing up there? We
send a coach with them.
Okay.
Yeah. We just expect our guys to represent Escambia well wherever they go. If I'm in Walmart and I go off on the clerk, I'm the head football coach at Escambia High School who just cursed out the clerk at Walmart. That you don't take it off. And same with them. They represent our school everywhere they go. And I get positive reports all the time about positive things they're doing in the community. So I'm so excited about being in Escambia. And one reason we were so excited to work with you guys is because I heard so many negative things about Escambia before I got the job. Then I was here for a year. I didn't see any of those negative things I heard. And when I realized people who were making those statements had never set foot on this campus. And so I said, I wish there was a way we can show people what we do. And so they don't have to run their mouth. They can see it. Actions speak louder than words. So that's one more thing we love having you guys here with All Access so they can see themselves. When you watch our All Access 2 video, you don't see any kids with their pants sagging. It's over 100 kids going to eat at Beef O'Brady's. You don't see kids acting a fool or kids with headphones on or kids making fun of each other. You see kids loving on each other and being teenage boys. And I'm really excited about the potential of this program. And our administration has given us the support we need to do the things we need to be successful in every area. And the future's really bright.
Well, Coach, that's great, and we look forward to the rest of the season working with you guys too. I know with EGFN, we're excited to be there along the ride with you, Coach. Now we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Yours are the shoulders that others depend on. To be there. To never let them down. And to get the job done. So when there's a lot riding on your shoulders, there's a lot riding on ours.
Welcome to Fairfield Inn and Suites.
Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott. Let's get it done.
All right, welcome back to the Chomp. Again, I'm Luke Baxter here with Coach Willie Spears. And, Coach, we want to take a minute to look at some of the footage from today's practice.
Sounds great.
Okay, it's T. Lee and I'm back with a fresh flow. Even though I ain't really left out. Listen in close, this is one, ain't a threat, bro. No, I'm just trying to help you move like the Metro. Let's go. The word snitch, don't cut it on the black. Ain't talking about them dudes that be running from caps. Ain't talking about them dudes that's pitching that D, that June, that E. I'm snitching on me. I'm familiar with the fact that I'm weak. Full of sin from the beginning, I lived in defeat. Hey, Casein and had him in the bank just to creep. Hey, I'm frontin' stuff, pulling covers up like a sheet. I love crazy, I don't wanna let my shit slide. But it's hard not to keep it on the inside. Case Ray and start living for me. Living found, then I gotta blow the whistle on me. No pet, I wanna see no trade. Hold up, so I'ma put me on play. Hold up, galley this I wanna see so bad. Hold up, then I'm willing to put me on play. I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. Okay, I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. You for real? I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. Okay, I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. You for real? Trip visit and I'm back on the verse too. Seeing ain't that game, look man, it'll hurt you. Ever since I found it at first too. But I can't perform no more, no need for rehearsal. Y'all know how we like to do though. Frontin' like everything's nice when you know. You're falling real short of the like you shoot for. We like kudos, we don't like rebuke though. Now you gotta step in the hands. Do you hate sin and I like it? Hands, or do you wanna paint it like you got this sin? You stepped it, putting all your stacking trash. I wish I could say that I'm always in my peak, but I would be lying. Sometimes I'd rather sneak. Since this sin'll be a pest to my soul till death. I'ma always be a snitch till I'm done to best. No pet, I wanna see no trade. Hold up, so I'ma put me on play. Hold up, galley this I wanna see so bad. Hold up, then I'm willing to put me on play. I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. Okay, I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. You for real? I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. Okay, I'm a snitch, man, I'm a snitch. You for real? If you hate your sin, you can play this song. Hate your sin, you just say this songs. I'm a snitch, ain't ashamed of that. I'm a snitch, ain't ashamed of that. If you hate your sin, you can play this song. Hate your sin, you just say this songs. I'm a snitch, ain't ashamed of that. Yeah, young triple and I'm back with a verse. Sin ain't my friend, in fact it hurt me. Praise God for his word that alerts me. If I confess my sin and I obtain mercy. Grab verse 28:13. James 5:16 help turn me. I used to hide all the time till it burned me. Now I confess to the Lord is the first thing. Then I confess to my fam that I walk with. Every nook and cranny have I lost it. Nope, I just wanna live it later with the cross seed. Ain't just trying to look crazy like I'm trying to walk this. I ain't gotta prove that my works to the best. If it was up to me and my works, I'd be stressed.
All right, Coach, tell us a little bit about what you saw out there today.
Well, the guys work hard today. You see them in the, we do a thing. It's kind of a cool down. We're supposed to play jazz music in there. We just hadn't got that worked out yet. But in the gym, what you saw is us doing abs, some plyometrics, and a lot of stretching. We noticed last year we thought our guys were kind of tight throughout the year, so we want to make sure we don't have any pulls, and we want to make sure they're very flexible in their hips, which will increase their speed. In the weight room, today in the weight room, we did our leg circuit, our lower body circuit, where we do front squats, we do we do a front squats, back squats, and then we also do lunges and a lot of auxiliary lifts to go along with our core lifts to make sure we're getting all the movement we can. We do hang cleans, and we do a one-hand snatch, and so those are things you saw in the weight room. We studied some great programs, college and high school, to figure out what we're going to do in the weight room this year. And like I said, we've had great gains. Our entire offensive line, bench close to 300, squat 500 or close to it, and clean close to 300. And so that's because of the hard work. And the same with our running backs. Our running backs are really strong. They all clean 250 or higher, and they all bench 250 or higher. So we're getting a lot stronger, and I'm excited about that. But that's some of the stuff that you saw today. And I'm telling you, anybody can come by any day. You're welcome to come by and check out what we're doing. It's a lot of fun. I love the atmosphere. And as I've said many times, it's really a great time to be a Gator.
Absolutely. And now, guys, go check us out on Facebook, Escambia Football on Facebook. You can find our YouTube video links there. We do encourage comments on our videos. And, Coach, we're going to bring in George Rutherford here to do a little bit with us. And we'd like to thank you again today for joining us. And thanks a lot for joining us here on The Chomp with Coach Willie Spears. And I'm Luke Baxter. Hi, welcome back to The Chomp. I'm Luke Baxter here with offensive lineman and senior at Escambia, George Rutherford. Welcome to the show, George.
Thank you.
All right. George, tell me a little bit about what you've been doing this summer so far. I know we just got started with summer practice.
Yeah. We're just grinding hard, waking up early, coming, working out, doing a little bit of running, trying to get better.
Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a senior?
Yes, sir. I'm a senior. I got 3.2 GPA, got a couple of scholarship offers. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. Who have you been talking to?
Memphis and FAMU, and just talked to a coach from Georgia Southern the other day.
Okay. All right. And no decision yet?
No decision. I'm gonna keep my eyes open.
Good. Now, all right. Now, George, tell me a little bit about the program. You were here for another coaching staff, and here with Coach Spears. Tell me something about the difference in the program now.
It just seems more all in. Coach Spears, he's a good coach, and he's gonna get us right.
All right, sounds good. Now, out there on the field, we've seen you in action. You do a really good job out there blocking for the guys. But tell us a little bit about in the huddle and your position in the huddle, I guess, as far as leadership goes and all that. Tell us something.
Well, I'm not the quarterback, but as the offensive line leader, I like to think of myself as an offensive line leader. I just make sure everyone's got a cool head, know the play, get down, do it right, run it, and make a touchdown. That's how we do it.
Now, is there ever any chance any time where you've had to do the blocking assignments? I know a lot of times that falls on the center, but as the leader of the offensive line, you ever call out the blocking assignments yourself?
Oh, well, as an offensive lineman, we all work as one. We're all one, as one person, one unit. And if we see something, we'll call it, or ace here, double here, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Now we'll be back after these messages. We'll be back with Willie Spears, head coach of Escambia football. All right, George, tell me a little bit about what you're expecting as far as the outlook on this season.
I'm looking forward to it. We're working hard every day, and I believe we're gonna go far.
You ever wonder what's in your future? Well, if you ask me, my Popeye's ripping chicken is in your future, honey. You're probably saying, what is she talking about? Well, I cut a boneless chicken breast into big strips, marinated in 4 different peppers and Louisiana seasoning, and fry it up spicy. I call it ripping chicken because you just rip it and dip it. And right now you can get my spicy ripping chicken, fries, a biscuit, and ranch dipping sauce for just $3.99. She sees ripping chicken in your future, honey, and the future is today.
Louisiana.